Does it do the same thing Twitch does, where it spends like 30 seconds looking for a server?
No, it's actually a lot better, and it just kind of goes. I think it also helps that I automatically set it to a server beforehand. So, like, it will always go to, like, New York, I think is what I set it to, or
Okay.
whatever. Okay, so it says that we're live. Are we actually? Okay, we're live. Hey everybody, welcome to the Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland stream. Oh, I should actually turn on screen share so you can see what the hell we're doing. So anyway, yeah. Hey everybody. We're going to be streaming some Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland for you guys. Why are we doing this instead of something else? Well, Momocon is next week. And so I felt like it would be a bad idea to start a new project and then immediately take a week off. So instead, since I know that I've been slacking on Friday streams for a while, we're doing something a little bit more one-off, and that's Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland's Meta Nightmare mode, which is basically just a run through the game playing as Meta Knight, which is pretty awesome. So, is it? Yeah, it's in the sub games. With me is Catherine with a Q, because nobody else likes me enough to spend time with me, which is pretty sad. So yeah, Meta Knight has set out to practice his swordplay. Use his blade to clear the way. You only get, if you get a game over, you have to start all over again.
Oh dang.
That's
you
my
can't save?
Yeah, you can't save at all. And I believe it runs on hard mode rules, so you only get 3 hits as well instead of the normal 6. That's my record down there, 1 hour and 6 minutes. So if you wanna try to beat that, then go on ahead. But this is going to be pretty chill. I'm not planning on beating that record since it's actually been quite a while since I've played anything Kirby. Well, I did play Kirby Air Ride a couple of weeks back, but that's basically it. But anyway, Meta Knight's pretty cool because he does have a few different moves than Sword Kirby. Like, you can do the down stab, and you get a little, like, up stab. And his sword also functions as every kind of environmental thing in the game, so it can press hammer switches, it can set off ropes, things like that. So
I've actually never played Meta Knight in Meta Knight mode because I never owned Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. A friend of mine, when I was in elementary school, had it, and so I got to play a lot of it. I don't remember like if I actually played all of it, but I certainly put a few hours into it on his copy.
Well, fun fact, I've never actually gotten Meta Nightmare mode until I downloaded the Virtual Console version, because you don't just beat the game to unlock it. I believe you unlock Boss Endurance mode by beating the main game 100%. You have to beat hard mode 100% in order to unlock Meta Nightmare mode. So, and I don't think I ever even bothered with hard mode when I was a kid. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, this was my favorite Kirby game for a long time. It was really only in college when I started really thinking that 64 was my favorite, even though 64 was my first Kirby game. So,
I like that he doesn't use the... Oh, did you die?
Yeah, I died. This is not going to be a super clean run. So dying in Vegetable Valley is pretty shameful, I will admit.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I like how he didn't use the warp star. He just was like, screw that, I'm just flying, man.
I also like how he disintegrates except for his mask. You know.
That's amazing. Good job.
Yeah, so another reason why I wanted to do a Kirby game is because Kirby Planet Robobot comes out soon, yeah!
I'm so excited for that.
Judging by the Game Explain video, reviewers are just getting in their review copies. I don't know why they need, like, 3 weeks to review a Kirby game, but whatever.
Better than the alternate. I mean, part of it, Ted, might be that there's always, like, shipping delays with this kind, you know, like...
Yeah, because they were trying to... Nintendo, whenever there's new amiibo for a game, Nintendo has been sending reviewers the amiibo because... Oh, god damn. I am doing terrible today. Jesus. Yeah, because they've been... Whenever there's a new amiibo released with the game, they always send the physical version with the amiibo. Because they did that with Twilight Princess and... well, they had to do it with Amiibo Festival because there is no digital version of that game. And you need an amiibo to play it, so...
Yeah. But... Yeah, that game looks amazing, and Ted and I both got to play it at PAX East.
Did I? Oh my god.
Did you game over? I'm not at my computer. Did you game over?
Yeah,
You
I
game
gamed
over
over.
in level 1.
I game overed in World 1. You see, but the good
Top
thing about game
over.
overing in Vegetable Valley is that I get to start right over and I don't really lose any progress. We were less than 5 minutes into the game. Yeah, game over, yeah! Sorry guys, I suck. So yeah, you can continue with what you were saying. Yeah, but Kirby Planet Robobot at PAX was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It controls and plays, the normal gameplay, I should say, is basically just Return to Dreamland. Not Return to Dream. Well, mostly like Return to Dreamland.
Why'd you say, why not Triple Deluxe?
That was what I was gonna. I was like in the middle of my brain not working because I just said it by. I said Return to Dreamland by accident because I'm playing Knightmare in Dreamland. But also,
because I think Triple Deluxe is the more apt comparison.
yeah, but Triple Deluxe is very similar to Return to Dreamland in a lot of ways too. But yeah, I meant to say Triple Deluxe in the first place. But yeah, it basically the normal gameplay is basically point for point Triple Deluxe, you know, except for the visuals and all that. And then the mech armor was actually really cool.
Oh, I loved the mech armor. It controlled really nicely. Like
it's not just like
fast.
yeah, it's not just like playing as normal Kirby, but it doesn't feel weird either, which is the important thing. Like it feels natural.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never played Mega Man games, so I have no idea how it compares to like the ride armor in the X series, but
I haven't played enough X to really compare either.
Just the movement, like it looks similar as far as the speed, I would say. So.
Yeah, it's about the same speed, I would guess, because it's a little bit faster than your standard running speed, but not by much.
Yeah.
Although in Kirby you do get a dash, and well, in Mega Man X you do get a dash as well. So.
Ah, yes, the thing I ordered came in. I'm so happy.
Oh no, that's not a cool thing that she ordered. That's like a science thing. What did you order?
It's a temperature probe.
What's a temperature probe?
It's like a thermometer, except more high tech.
Does it have bubble wrap? I can hear the bubble wrap.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me grab a cutter. I need a Sir Kibble so I can cut this open.
I don't get Sir Kibble. I have sword, so I just get sword the entire time.
Oh, okay. That works too, I think. You know, I really think... So, like, spoilers for anyone who didn't watch the Nintendo Direct stuff on...
March 2 months ago.
Yeah, but, like, because... Meta Knight mode was like super confirmed for.
Oh yeah, no, it's on the website now. It's not a spoiler anymore.
Yeah,
they just took it down because they didn't want it announced immediately.
Yeah. But I really would like for them to do a Bandana D mode, and like I know it's not. I think they would need to add something else to Bandana D besides he uses a spear.
Yeah, because spear is great for water, but other than that, it's not really the best ability. Whereas sword, spear is a good. No, it's not. It's a good ability, but it's not as innately versatile as hammer or sword.
Yeah, for sure. But I really think I would love to have a Bandana D mode, just because like I like the little guy. He's so like genuinely nice, unlike. King DDD, like
King DDD is a jerk. Like
he wants authority. He wants to be treated with respect that he may or may not deserve.
Definitely does not deserve. I think is. I mean, I love DDD, but he does not deserve any respect. Let's be real here. And Meta Knight's a tryhard. Okay, yeah. Like I don't like using the term tryhard because it's just like, oh, it's bad that you try so hard. Yeah. But Meta Knight is a tryhard. Let's just be real here.
Yeah. Like. And Kirby's like, but like Waddle Bandana D is like just genuinely sweet, you know?
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
Like very slight spoilers for Triple Deluxe, but you go to like the final boss room and even DDD can't come in, but Bandana D got there somehow.
He's just that dedicated to helping his friends.
Oh, we have a
Oh, a donation. Hello, is this? Oh, you weren't okay. Did you watch the replay of the Final Fantasy 14 stream? First off, Douglas Uber with $1. Thank you very much. Okay, so anyway, I hung out with John in the Final Fantasy 14 Free Company during their stream last week, I believe, and it was a good time. I enjoyed it a lot, even though I haven't played Final Fantasy 14 since probably about
since you guys got the free trial from
well, everybody gets a free trial with the game. I had gotten the game, the base game on a Steam sale, and I liked it a lot. It was a good. I liked it a lot more than I thought it would because I didn't think that. They get invincibility frames when they're tornadoes. I didn't know that. But anyway, I liked it a lot. But here's the thing. I was keeping track of chat and being the resident I have no idea what's going on guy.
Okay.
And at one point during the stream, my phone rings. So I thought I pressed mute on my on my headset, and it turns out that somebody called asking if it was Domino's, because people call my cell phone semi-frequently asking if it's Domino's. Like, this has been my number for quite a few years now. People have been asking if it's Domino's or not.
It's probably just like a digit off from a local Domino's.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So someone was like, "Hello, is this Domino's?"
Hello? Hello, Domino's. I'd like to call the police. Wait, I think I messed that reference up. Shoot. Yeah.
Oh, Lewis. Lewis wants to be added to the call.
Okay, can you add Lewis to call?
Hold on, I gotta take my gloves off.
You gotta take your. You said gloves, right?
I said gloves. What,
okay.
Did I slur?
It sounded like you said clothes, and I'm like, this is a PG. Okay, we're not gonna lie. Yeah. This is an R-rated stream because we say words like fucking shit, but you're not allowed to. We're not allowed any nudity.
All right, how do I? All right, let me. How do I?
You do the plus button.
There's a plus button.
At the.
Oh, right there. Okay. Yes. All right. Add people to this call.
Yeah, and then you should be able to add Lewis.
I don't have Lewis on Skype. Hold on one second.
I'll do it.
No, I'll add him.
No, I'm doing it.
Okay,
no,
right.
Wait, no, that's sending contacts. Add people to this call.
Hey.
Lewis. There we go. Yeah, okay, there we go. He should be in now.
Okay, sorry, Lewis.
Hello.
Present.
Present.
Hey.
You got me a present? Aw, thank you.
All right, hang on. Now I need to mute the actual stream now because I have that.
Oh, that's always the most annoying thing. Oh, we could have got UFO Kirby there if we weren't Meta Knight.
Aww.
UFO Meta Knight would be weird. Okay, so that's actually a question. Do you think Meta Knight can still copy powers?
Well, maybe he's been copying a power this whole time and is just so badass that he's never gotten hit.
Oh, no, I've definitely gotten hit. I got a game over in Vegetable Valley. So that's definitely not true.
You know, my headcanon is that Meta Knight can copy powers, but, like, he's just like, I am too awesome. I don't need to copy anyone else's power. I have enough power myself.
Or maybe, he just did the smart thing and, bought a sword.
Hi, other Meta Knight.
wait, what's going on?
There's just two Meta Knights. I thought that they would, like, change the boss, but no, it's just another Meta Knight.
Oh, yeah, and they couldn't even, like, the Dark Meta Knight wasn't until the next game.
A fun fact, I believe Kirby in the Amazing Mirror, where Dark Meta Knight made his debut, is the only Kirby game without DDD in it. I believe. I may be wrong on that, but... I
feel like I looked that up and there was, like, some other obscure game that DDD wasn't
Oh,
in,
did you also see that that Kirby and DDD are going to be in a Taiko Drum Master game? Along with Phoenix Wright and the Yokai Watch people, for some reason, and also the Monster Hunter cats. Ah, damn it.
I love that Taiko Drum. I've played that Taiko Drum game. I forget what the full name is, but on a real, like, arcade console, and it's so much fun. I might have to import that, because I'm going to try to do that homebrew type thing on my new 3DS that would get around region locking.
Yeah,
so.
Ever since Persona 4 Arena, there have just been a slew of anime crossover fighting games, like it opened the floodgates or something. There's one for everything now. Like there was that Fighting Climax game we played at convention. Now there's a similar one by a different company. I forget the name of it. It's the one that has Supersonico in it, who I only know because like she pops up on body pillows at like on like every website that I've ever gone to that sells anime crap.
Okay, I really need to stop sucking here.
Or maybe it was plastic statues that have removable clothing.
Oh no, there.
There's a
I
lot.
see Sonico
both.
statues at every convention I go to.
Yeah. The pink-haired chick with the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
There was also Project Cross Zone, which had not Marth,
Yeah, but
Lucina and Crom.
Yeah, but that was that a fighting game or was that more of a?
I have no idea even what Project Cross Zone is.
That was a tactical RPG, actually. Like, well, I don't
Yeah.
know if that's the right term, but it was like a grid-based
So
strategy.
it was basically what everyone was expecting from Fire Emblem Cross. SMT.
It's kind of weird though. Like when you get into a fight, you kind of do like a beat 'em up style thing.
Okay.
It's strange. Project Cross Zone is strange. It's a little bit too out there for I think to get for me to personally get into.
Yeah. Oh, it was a Capcom thing. Capcom and
Capcom, Sega, and Namco, I believe. Maybe Tecmo. I don't quite remember.
Well, you know, Capcom has to do something with all this.
Oh,
franchise.
it was.
Like-
Oh yeah, it was Namco because it's a.
Doesn't it?
It was definitely Namco because it's a semi-sequel to Namco Cross Capcom. I remember. I remember because it uses the same. Both Namco Cross Capcom and Project Cross Zone use the same awesome arrangement of the Ghosts and Goblins Stage 1 theme. So yeah.
Well, I guess Capcom had time to do some extra crossover stuff when they lost the license rights to Marvel vs. Capcom. That was a damn shame, by the way.
Yeah, that had to do with Disney, I think, but it's not impossible, I think, for them to get it back because the Deadpool game was brought back to online and into
to cash in
stores.
on the Deadpool movie, though.
Yeah, but I don't think it's without hope that we'll never get another one again. I don't think it's very likely. Although apparently Disney's also getting out of video games entirely. So
Oh.
yeah,
That's
Disney.
unfortunate.
All of Disney Infinity is just done. Even though I'm pretty sure that series is still doing very well. So I was very surprised by that. There's probably something else that they're planning on doing instead.
Well, they probably think of Disney Infinity as more toys than video games. To be honest.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. And you know what? They're almost on par with Amiibos as far as stuff that I kind of want to collect if I had more money.
I just don't. If I cared more about Disney, maybe like I might. If they had like a specifically Fantasia Mickey figure, I'd probably get that. But I think
I just want to get the Star Wars Clone Wars figures because like Ahsoka is an awesome character, and the Clone Wars is the only place where I actually like Anakin.
I believe it is Clone. Well, it might not be specifically Clone Wars Anakin, but the Disney Infinity art style probably mimics Clone Wars the closest.
Oh, I think it's Clone Wars.
Okay.
I think I saw used versions of the figures at GameStop once.
Yeah.
Um,
I also remember that people really liked it because it was like Disney Infinity was one of the only places you could get a Rey action figure for a long time.
for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I still remember that particular shitstorm. Jesus Christ. Ah well.
Oh no, guys, we can't mention Darkwing Duck. Aaron will get very upset.
It says the one who was baiting him on Twitter.
Oh no, I feel actually. You see, it's only funny when there is even the slightest possibility of there being a Darkwing Duck Disney Infinity figure. If the game just if the game just doesn't exist anymore, it's not funny. Then I'm just rubbing salt into a wound, and that's mean. So, damn it. I'm not gonna tease him too bad about it anymore.
I think it's the frame rate on the screen share makes it look like Meta Knight is just like floating.
Oh yeah, he does like a little like tiptoey running animation.
He runs with his feet behind him.
Jeez. You said tiptoeing. My mind immediately jumped to the live-action Flintstones movie.
God, I've never seen that.
It's pretty bad.
I'm not
Fortunately,
super surprised.
thanks to the wonders of the internet, you don't have to watch it anymore. You can just watch the Nostalgia Critics video on it.
Oh, that was a while ago, right? I believe I actually have seen that one.
It was one of the better ones, I think.
Yeah, Nostalgia Critic. Oh God, I don't remember how long ago it was. It was around the time close to when he stopped being the Nostalgia Critic for like 3 months and started doing something different. He started to lose me, I guess. Especially after he quote unquote came back. Because he started putting sketches into every single one of his videos, and I just didn't think they were very
sometimes the sketches work, especially when he's doing clipless reviews, because the sketches are in place of the video clips from the movie. He only does that for very recent shit like Pixels. It works really well there. I was laughing pretty much the whole time, and he still has some really great ones, like Son of the Mask. That was a great review. I love that one.
So I'm guessing he does
really
the
mess up Son of the Mask.
I'm guessing that he does clipless reviews for movies that they're afraid they'd get copyright.
Oh yeah, Jurassic World was another one. I think. I think he did one for Batman v Superman recently.
Okay. Oh well, that's easy. That's easy to make fun of. So.
Well, he did it with Angry Joe, and the two of them. Well, in the thumbnail at least. I haven't watched this one yet. But they're dressed up as Batman and Superman respectively.
That's actually interesting because I believe he did a review of Man of Steel with Angry Joe, and Angry Joe is like one of the 4 people who liked Man of Steel.
Yeah,
so.
Basically the whole point of the whole point of the review is that some people like it, some people don't like it. Don't get your knickers in a twist. But yeah, I like that review too. That was one of the more interesting ones. I like the Nostalgia Critic most when he's making a decent point. He has a good way of doing that. Yeah,
but that was actually one thing, is like when he did editorials for a little while. I don't know if he's still doing that.
Oh, he still does those from time to time. He did one, I think, fairly recently, about critics. It was titled "When Are the Critics Wrong?" And it basically goes over the whole purpose of critics and how their mindset differs from regular audiences, so that their opinions and viewpoints might actually be quite a lot different.
Yeah, so I liked those better because you're right. It's not something I really thought about before. It was at the time. It was just I like these editorials more than I actually do not need to fight Giant Wheelie there, so I'm gonna leave.
Oh, it's just since he started doing skits and clips and everything in his main series reviews, the editorials tend to feel more like his older videos.
That was part of it, but I also think it's part of like he actually had a more of a point, I guess. As opposed to just let's make fun of this movie.
Yeah, that's the other point. Instead of riffing on something, he's talking about an abstract concept, and that means he has more interesting things to say.
I
put a lot of thought into things. Ooh.
Yeah, but
that looked like it hurt.
I'm holding no preconceived notions that we're gonna continue talking about Kirby. But have you played anything other than like Return to Dreamland back at MomoCon 20, whenever it was?
Sadly, no. I own a Superstar on the Wii U Virtual Console, but I haven't actually gotten around to playing it yet. I haven't played half the games that I bought for the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah.
I know Kirby mostly through my girlfriend. I bought her one of the games right after it just came out a year or two ago.
That would probably be Triple Deluxe, maybe Rainbow Curse. Although I don't for most of the Kirby spin-offs, I don't tend to care for them very much. Like the original Canvas Curse is one of the few games that like made me physically sick while playing.
I did play Epic Yarn, but the fact that I forgot to mention that when asked is probably indicative of how much I didn't like it.
It's weird. Epic Yarn is very divisive. People who love it.
It's a nice game, and while I was playing it, I was having fun. But I only played it for one session, and then I forgot about it. It's very strange. It's just It's got a lot of charm, but the gameplay itself isn't very engaging to me.
For me, I was just kind of bored to tears. most of the time, because I get that Kirby is supposed to be easy. Like, that's the whole point of the original Kirby's Dream Land was a game that literally anybody could play. So, you know, but, you know, as everybody who's been watching has seen, I've been getting my ass kind of kicked during this Meta Knight run.
It's just, you know, as far as getting the same sort of feels trip that you get out of Epic Yarn while still enjoying yourself with the gameplay, it looks very much like the Yoshi game in the same style. Does that better? Yoshi's
Woolly World, Yoshi's Woolly World. That's a great game. Part of why I like it more than Epic Yarn is because Woolly World plays pretty much in terms of control and gameplay progression. Plays very much like the original Yoshi's Island on SNES. Whereas Epic Yarn doesn't play anything like a Kirby game.
The kind of stuff that they were doing in Epic Yarn, when I think about it, kind of fits Yoshi more than Kirby. But
was Epic Yarn the game that originally wasn't meant to be a Kirby game, and then they were like,
Prince Fluff was going to be the hero of the game. But I believe somebody said, that guy looks like Kirby, so it's a repeat of Star Fox Adventures all over
Steer
again.
fixed temperatures.
We got a $3 donation from Gosage Dai Shogun. Thank you very much. And he says, hold on. Here's something for the stream tonight, guys. And what are your opinions on the recent release of Doom? I have not played Doom 4, so I don't have much to say personally about it. I haven't even watched any trailers or anything, so I'm pretty... not very knowledgeable about Doom 4.
I haven't watched any trailers. I've seen like maybe 2 seconds of footage, but you know, because Doom is predominantly a single-player first-person shooter, I'm actually fairly interested to play it, especially since I really liked the original Doom back in the day. But
Doom's on my bucket list of games that I do need to play eventually, but it's not super high up there.
I haven't even had a chance to play Doom 3, and I've heard good things about Doom 3. So yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if you have to play if it's the original version that's bad and the updated version that's good, or it's the other way around though. Because there's like a big BFG version of Doom 3 or something that's supposedly better, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I think, well, it might not be better. That's kind of subjective. Doom 3, from what I remember, tried to be more of a horror game, where the original Doom and Doom 2 were more action games, and that made people get a little bit salty. I think is what happened. Don't quote me on that.
Well, you know, you say that, but Doom, the originals, did have kind of a horror bent to it, in the sense that, like, it was you alone, like, in an isolated environment against a bunch of demons, and yeah, it was predominantly action, but it had some horror-like twists in there. Like when you got to the end of, like, I think the first episode, you get through the exit of the final level, and boom, you're just surrounded by demons in a hellscape, and that's the end of the episode. It's pretty cool stuff. And you know, going horror is really, you know, it's the logical conclusion when you take Doom and translate it into a more realistic style. Because I don't really think Doom itself had a defined graphical style that was apart from horror or action. It just had an art style that did what it could with the graphics that it had and left it at that.
Yeah.
I believe that Doom doesn't tech... I am terrible with tech stuff, so I'm probably butchering this too. But I believe Doom doesn't actually render 3D models. I definitely know that you don't aim up or down if you're on the same horizontal plane. I should say you just hit it.
Enemies, if they were above or below you, you'd still hit them if you were pointing in their direction. The only
guys, wait, hold on. Pokemon Gen 7's death is coming up right now.
No. What is it, Mr. Bright and Mr. Shine or something?
Yeah. No Kirby dance at the end because we're Meta Knight and we're too badass for dancing.
Oh, I should
Except
clarify.
to return to Dreamland.
I should clarify for the chat, since someone asked me to record Doom 93. I haven't actually finished Doom 93 because here's the thing. The original Doom was one of those games that was released in shareware version back in the day on PC. That basically meant there was a free version that only contained the first episode. Wolfenstein did the same thing. And the only full version of the game I ever had the chance to play was on the 32X.
Did you own a 32X?
No, I didn't personally own it. I think one of my relatives or my stepfather had a 32X, and I had some chances to play with it connected to my own Genesis, but I never personally owned it. Same deal with the Saturn. I never actually owned my own Saturn, but someone in my house for a while had one, so I was able to play around with like Bug 2 and whatnot.
It's weird. It's. I know this is just like a different family living situation, but it's really strange whenever like especially with John, where it's just like Elliot has a PS3 and then John has his PS3, whereas in my house we just had an N64 and everybody had to share. So if I wanted to play Mario Kart and my sister was playing Mario Party, sucks for me.
Now, I've never told this story before, well, not publicly anyway, but you know how I got my first television set? My first personal television set. Okay, someone had thrown out their TVs, just left it at the curb, and I happened to see it on the same day, thankfully before it got rained on. So I dragged it back with my brother, and my dad lectured me about how it was probably broken and didn't work. It worked just fine.
That's amazing.
So I had my own television. It was a pretty nice sized CRT television too, really good for the time. I guess whoever threw it out must have gotten a really great television.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they would have just straight up thrown it out though, because I think in most situations they'd like gift it to somebody or.
Well, it was a nice neighborhood, so I don't know. I guess they felt it was expendable. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, you know, their loss. You got a free TV, so you know.
I might still have the TV, and it might still actually work. Funny thing about technology is it seems to last a hell of a lot longer than what we've got today.
No, my old Game Boy Color still works perfectly fine. The start button's a little bit sticky, but you know, it still functions. Whereas I've gone through like 4 DSs, so.
In the last handful of months, I've gone through 3 different keyboards. They were cheap keyboards, granted, but I'm on keyboard number 4.
How do they wear out?
The space bar always breaks. It always goes first.
It's just bigger than the other ones is probably what's going on.
I mean, it gets a lot of use too, I would think.
Well, the space bar's got a different setup under there than the other keys. The other keys you just sort of snap in and they stay there, and the little pressure point that you press down on pushes them back up. The space bar has this little metal bar to hold it in place, and it's got 2 of those little pressure points on both sides.
Okay, I always miss the extra thing in here. There's a button in here that you need to press, and I believe it's that one. I think is what the button I need to press. This door has the button I need to press. Yes, it is. Awesome. Okay. This is 100% run because honestly, I think it's really the only way to play Nightmare in Dreamland. It's pretty unintrusive and fun, so I like playing it this way. Catherine, what Kirby games have you played? I know you finished Triple Deluxe recently, which you enjoyed a lot. And you played Amazing Mirror when you were young, too?
Yeah, I've played a lot. I have played a lot of Nightmare in Dreamland, but I never owned it. I played Kirby Tilt and Tumble Game Boy Color. Best Kirby game ever.
Oh, man. Like, what could beat it?
Oh, nothing. Playing it. Oh, no, the only thing that can beat playing Kirby Tilt and Tumble on a Game Boy or Game Boy Color is playing Kirby Tilt and Tumble on a GameCube. Having to tilt the GameCube.
Don't you have to press buttons too? How do you
You have to press the A button to jump. So what you do is you hook up a GBA controller or a GameCube controller, I guess, and you have to press it with your foot.
I'd rather use the GameCube controller in that case because the button's bigger.
Yeah. Shout out to the guy who did a speed run of Kirby Tilt and Tumble. I didn't actually know there's wispy woods in the game, and I don't think I knew this when I played it. But if you run into a wispy woods, he's like, "Do you want to warp from level 2 to or level 3 to level 5?" And you're like, "Sure." And then I think it's either in level 5 or level 6. There's another one. He's like, "You want to warp to level 8?" And you're like, "Sure." And then you're in the final level.
I don't know why. Maybe it's this green vertical shaft level design, but I just had flashbacks to Ronald McDonald's, I think it's Treasure Adventure on the Sega Genesis, one of the first games I ever owned. And somehow I beat it as a kid. I don't really understand how, because I went back to play it recently, and I kept getting killed by pot shots because the game is kind of badly designed. And there's really early on, you hit this level where you're climbing up a tree. And, well, as you jump up, you jump into enemies that were just off screen, you know, that kind of Zelda CDI bullshit. Oh, man. It's been a long time since I played a 16-bit game and just given up on the first level out of sheer frustration.
So you were playing it recently?
Yeah, on an emulator. I saw a clip of it in an AVGN video, and I was like, oh, I remember that game. Maybe I remember liking that game, though. I should go back and try it. Well, no.
When I was a kid, I thought I liked Captain Crunch's Crunchling Adventure for the PC. And yeah.
I will tell you that one 16-bit game from my childhood I did go back to recently that I liked, though, Cool Spot. That is a legitimately good game.
I don't know if I've heard of that game.
No, Cool Spot. You've probably heard it mentioned, but
I feel like I've heard the name, but I have no association with it.
It's the old 7-Up mascot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
So instead of 1-Ups, you collect 7-Ups.
Oh my gosh! Do they give you 7 lives?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's got a weird design for a 2D platformer, though. Basically, you have to go around certain levels collecting a certain amount of the coin type items, which are just sort of I forget what the coins are, but yeah, it has a neat aesthetic, though, because in the commercials, Cool Spot was a little red circle dude who is about the size of your hand. You're actually a miniature circle dude, and the levels are based around large objects. Like, the first level is beach chairs, giant beach chairs, that kind of thing.
Nice.
And then there's a level called Off the Wall, where you're walking around inside the wall of a building.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty unique game.
Neat.
Yeah, I've heard it was good. I think it's kind of weird. You talk about licensed games, you normally think of like movie tie-ins and not commercials.
Yeah.
So I think considering that it is just a walking commercial, I think it's surprisingly decent. I believe is the general.
There were a good number of licensed games in general that were good that were, you know, fun to play during that era. I mean, arguably the Super Nintendo version of Alien 3 was better than the movie. Probably because it had a lot more Alien 2 in it. And then there's, of course, the Disney platformers, particularly the Sega Genesis version of Aladdin, which I still prefer over the Super Nintendo version. You did get a lot of cases where the Genesis and Super Nintendo had like games with the same title that were completely different games, though. I think it was a licensing issue because Nintendo had a bit of a stranglehold on that kind of thing.
Oh no, Nintendo. If you think Nintendo now is bad, 90s and 80s Nintendo was an absolute tyrant when it came to that kind of shit.
Yeah,
to be fair, I think they had to be because it was much easier to like make bootleg things back then.
Yeah, but at the same time, they also had a stranglehold on third-party support in general, and some companies, to get around this, would just make 2 different games, sometimes with 2 different titles, using the same franchises for both platforms. So you got like 2 different Rocket Knight games, Rocket Knight Adventures and Sparkster.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why there's things like that, and like the Aladdin one is the one I know I've heard of the most, where there's the Genesis version and the Super Nintendo.
And Alien 3 did the same thing. The Super Nintendo version is this kind of cool mission-based Metroidvania affair. Really fun. I suggest you try it. The Sega Genesis version of Alien 3 was more like the 8-bit games, where you had a timer and you run through a level rescuing prisoners, and if you can't rescue them all in time, you're fucked, and it's not fun. Don't play it.
Did the nerd do a video on Aliens?
He did a video, I think, on the 8-bit version of Alien 3.
There's an 8-bit version too.
I think it might have been a James and Mike Mondays though. I don't remember it being an AVGN video.
Catherine, what's the name of the clock dude again?
What clock, dude?
The clock bot. Oh, you're away from the
yeah, and I don't remember his name actually. I know what you're talking about. The guy with the mustache who's like just a clock with feet.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I forget what his name is. Oh.
Okay. Oh well. All right.
That is one thing. All right. That is the petty thing I disliked about Kirby Triple Deluxe. I wish they brought back. I loved the mini bosses in Nightmare and Dreamland and Amazing Mirror, like Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright and Fan Fan. Are we gonna see Fan Fan?
We've already seen Fan Fan.
Ted, you might like this question. Someone in the chat just asked us who are the best heroes in the Marvel comic book universe.
The comic book universe? Well, the best subjective or best like objective, because like I'm pretty sure that like in terms of Marvel, there's no easy answer like Superman.
They've got a lot of good characters, and the power levels tend to be a bit more on the even side than DC.
Yeah, generally. Well, at least in clumps. Like there's a good. Like, you've got a lot of people around Spider-Man level, a lot of people around Iron Man level, and so on.
Yeah, and then you've got Scarlet Witch, which is just what?
It depends on the writer how powerful she is.
Didn't she like wipe out all the mutants except for like 40-something mutants, so that they have one or two sprinkled in?
Yeah, but, pretty much, because mutants became. God, I don't follow the X-Men. I'm not. X-Men's
It's like, I think at one point Wolverine got punched in the gut by that girl from the Runaways, and he's just grumbling like, there's 48 mutants left in the world, and that girl had to be one of them.
Yeah, they've been trying to push Inhumans instead, because Disney owns the rights to those, so...
Yeah, they've got them, like, one of the movies in their long-term plan is just called Inhuman. As for, like, my favorite heroes in the Marvel Universe, Kamala Khan's version of Ms. Marvel is a pretty great character. I also like, the current Captain Marvel, who was formerly Miss Marvel. Go figure.
Oh, yeah. I like both of those, too. Like, when it comes to... Krako's hitbox is really weird. When it comes to my all-time favorites, obviously, Spider-Man, honestly, when it comes to, like, the big names, Captain America's probably my favorite out of most of the big names right now. I also, I've really enjoyed Daredevil because of Mark Waid's run and the Netflix show. But other than... I'm really nervous right now because I'm one hit and I have no lives.
Shoot.
Yeah.
How do you get more lives?
Oh, you just find them. They're in the same spots. Nah, damn it.
Shoot, did you game over again?
Yeah, I game overed again. Okay, I told you guys.
I don't know if you missed this, Lewis, but there's no save points in Meta Nightmare mode because
we got to like Yogurt Yard, which isn't terrible.
What level is that? I can't remember the order.
That's World 5, I believe. It's Vegetable Valley, Ice Cream Island, Butter Building, Grape Garden, Yogurt Yard, Orange Ocean, and then Rainbow Resort. There's 7 worlds. Punk with Funk, $1. Thank you. Hey, Ted. Glad to see you caught this new flying steel type for the Nuzlocke. Besides... oh, I get it. But besides that, I have a question for you. Have you ever met a knight?
Well, I can say I sort of met one. And this was a school trip when I was back in 8th grade. And I know this question wasn't aimed at me, but it's interesting, so I'm going to go on anyway. It was called Medieval Times, and it's basically this big medieval show where they have jousting and stuff in an arena, all kinds of medieval stuff. And they also, like, they take a big old... I think it was a chicken or a turkey or something like that. They basically light the goddamn thing on fire, or however it was they would have cooked it in medieval times. And then they serve you food that you have to eat medieval style. Like you have to drink your soup and eat your food by hand. It was really cool. And they have like sword shops and armor shops and all kinds of stuff on the outside of the show, and I couldn't buy any because I was in 8th grade and you need to be 18 to buy actual weapons, but...
Yeah. that actually does sound pretty cool. Another thing on my bucket list is go to a Renaissance fair, but maybe only just one. Since it was about an hour planned for the stream total, because that's about how long Meta Knightmare is, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try boss endurance mode 2 or 3 times, because I'm terrible at this, and we'll see how far I get. I'm not expecting to beat this, but this is just to fill out some time. I'm sorry. I don't want to play through 5 worlds again. So, yeah, we're doing boss endurance, which is honestly harder than... It's honestly harder than Meta Knightmare, though, so...
Man, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat who actually know what Medieval Times is. I'm glad I brought that up.
Is it like a... Was it like a store or a fair? Like a traveling sort of thing?
No, it was a set location. Pretty
Oh.
sure it was a location.
Cool.
It was 8th grade when I went there, so it was like 10 years ago almost.
Oh, wow. Hashtag pray for Gareth.
You made him cry.
Sorry, but, you know, he tried to drop apples on me, and that was rude.
He was trying to feed you.
Okay, you know, there's 5 food groups, and apples are only 1. I believe this gives me wheel. Yes, it does! Awesome! Okay, so the thing about boss endurance mode is that, you generally don't have powers, except for the rare people who do give you powers.
Wait,
like...
when you have wheel, do you have spin dash?
Basically, yeah. You go forward. It's it's better in... Oh, I could get ball if I wanted, but ball's like one of the worst powers in Kirby history, so I'm not. One of the... Oh, Mike, awesome. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's a lot. I like it a lot better in Triple Deluxe, where you can press down and it actually is like the spin dash, because you charge up a little bit and then go even faster.
I don't remember if I ever. I don't know if I used that.
It's not super necessary.
Yeah.
I believe. Oh yeah, you get. Try if you're ever in a boss and having trouble, try eating the stars. And see what happens.
Chi-Chi's throwing blade hat from Dragon Ball.
I'm sorry, but yes, it is. I'm laughing because every Kirby game we do, you rediscover that reference.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, no, it's very much Chi-Chi's throwing hat from Dragon Ball. Cutter's weird. Like I feel like I like Cutter as a power a lot more than I should. Catherine, do you agree or disagree?
I can't speak for how you feel about Cutter, but I like it alright. I would take Spear over Cutter. Let's put it that way. I think I like Spear more than you do, and you like Cutter more than I do.
Well, Cutter's also a classic power, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think Cutter was more useful back when there were fewer powers, and also fewer powers that had projectiles. Because with like the Return to Dreamland and Triple Deluxe format, they gave a lot of the powers multiple attacks, including projectiles. So that
was something they added back because Kirby Superstar started the multiple attack thing, but they took it out for the Game Boy Advance games because you had less buttons. But they added them back in for the DS games and Wii, I suppose too. Well, there was also Kirby 64, but oh god, I should have died there. There was also Kirby 64, but Kirby 64 had its own thing going on, so that was why that happened. Oh no, damn it! I forgot he does this. Shit.
I don't know if anyone mentioned it in the chat before it came up, but someone just donated in order to call attention to it. Apparently, Scrooge McDuck's voice actor Alan Young died recently.
Hold on, sorry to interrupt. Check your stream. Ted.
I've got no drop frames.
Because people are saying the stream's down.
You guys refresh, because I got no drop frames. So, I am, like, I've been, you guys are always like, internet cable. I've had an Ethernet cable for, like, 4 months.
My stream also froze, but I'm getting, I refreshed. It's back at...
Were you fighting Krakow recently?
No, I was fighting, I died to... Who's its face? The digger guy. I think it moles something.
Oh yeah.
The
'Cause
stream is stuck on the cloud with the eyeball.
That's
yeah,
weird.
Krakow.
But
It's-
there's no drop frames, so at the very least, if I need to, I can upload the version on my computer for people watching playback.
Yeah, it's stuck at a specific frame. It's not streaming anymore.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause the game. Yeah. Oh, this is strange. Hold on. I'm gonna refresh my because the streaming, the YouTube streaming hub does actually have a view of the stream as well. Okay, no, it says it's back, so it's really far behind for some reason, but it's
yeah, because mine keeps. I'm refreshing again, but before it was buffering, and we're still on Krakow.
this is weird.
Yeah, it's partway through the Krakow fight, and it just starts buffering.
Huh. Yeah. Hold on a moment. I'm gonna. Okay, it's weird. Like I start. Oh, you want to know what it is? Every time I refresh the page, it starts back from a set point and pauses at the same spot in the Krakow fight for some reason.
Mhm.
Where Kirby's in the air and the high jump guy's like walking around.
Yeah, like doop doo doo. I'm a high jump dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the problem is.
Okay, so what should we do? Should we stop and restart, or 'cause
That'll break up the video, right? But you can just upload the full thing.
no, it'll be if I stop right now, it'll be 2 separate videos.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Break up the video.
Yeah,
But-
it'll break.
But you can just upload the whole thing.
I'd have to upload them in 2 separate parts. Is the thing.
You don't have a local recording?
No, the local recording stops every time I stop and restart the broadcast. Is how it works.
Okay.
Which I mean would be a pain in the ass, but I could do it.
Yeah, you could stitch them together. Well,
Well, I
whatever.
don't know if my editing software takes the files because they're like FLVs or something weird.
Well, anyways,
That should be compatible.
regardless, should we? I think at this point we should just restart it.
Okay, yeah, all right.